And next one is composite section. The composite section has steel composite, so slab and the girder, steel girder. So here is a box girder, and here's eye, and here's top girder. And also it has composite PSC eye girder and composite PSC T girder. Sorry, it has PSC composite PSC girder. It means you can import PSC value type. And also if you create your section from in the SPC, you can import section file here. So here's the example. So as you can see, you can import composite section. And last one is user section. You can just assign the before composite and after composite the section from the DB or value type. Okay. And when you create steel composite girder, there are two types, type 1, type 2. So type 2, in the type 2 steel girder, we can make a symmetry section, a symmetry slab section, actually. So, and also type 2 steel composite section is developed for the Russian design. So if you want to perform the Russian design, you should choose a steel composite girder type 2. And also there is a limitation of type 2. It is if you want to use steel composite girder wizard here, composite bridge wizard. This wizard For this wizard, the steel composite girder type 1 is available only. So there is a differences between type 1 and type 2. So if you have just analysis only, you can use both them freely. Okay. And the last one is tapered section. So tapered section has a lot of template in the other tab. So we can make a tapered section using PSC or composite section or SPC section like this. And also if you choose some typical section, you can import section from the database. And also you can input the dimension of section directly. And also you can input their section properties directly here. Okay, so that is some summary of section properties here. So let's look into the how to use sectional property calculator SPC. So I will learn as sectional property calculator. So I prepared three types sections for SPC. But due to the time limit, I will show you two types: the concrete box girder and steel eye composite girder. So you can try to create your section using this material. And also you can find some more detailed description about the section data dialog and other things in the presentation. Okay, let's go back. So when you open the sectional property calculator, the setting dialog is popped up. So it is important to set the unit system, because when you create the section, you can draw the section based on meter unit or millimeter unit, like this. So I will use the millimeter here, and then you can import the AutoCAD file. So I will import PSC box Godder. So here is the example, the model, and to create our section, go to the section model tab and section and generate. And there are two types, plain line. So we need the section here. So close the section. So we will use plain type and input your input name, and you can check on the calculate properties now or not. I will use it, and select the lines and click apply. So in order to if you want to check the section properties, which is calculated automatically, you can find properties and the display section list section property. So if you click here, you can check the section properties along the select section. So after creating section, we will select export in the section tab and select the MIDAS section file and click this button and input the section name. Oh. And select the section and click apply button. So after that, you can find created the SPC section. So after creating a section, you can import the value in the value type, or you can import in the PSC value type for your. So it is depending on your purpose. Let's go back. So I will create steel composite girder now. So I will open the steel composite girder section. So as you can see, the steel girder doesn't have their whole section. I just bring the center line of the plate, steel plate, because the steel plate has too thin so it is hard to calculate section properties with mesh. So at this time, in the SPC we will use assign the width here. So it will help us to calculate their section properties. So when you have a plan to make a steel girder, So you need to draw the center line of steel plate like this. So after importing the section, we need to define the section material, because this is composite section. So the software need to calculate the section properties using the material, the ratio of the mechanical properties, like the ratio of elasticity, the ratio of density, and we need also Poisson ratio. So I will input that. So the first one is slab, and also this value is not provided automatically in SPC, but you can refer this value in the MIDAS civil like this. So you can get some default value for the elasticity modulus and Poisson ratio and weight density. Okay. So I need two types, the concrete and for the steel. Okay. After that, as I mentioned, I need to assign the steel plate width. So I will click the change width in the curve the tab. So I will assume the all steel plate has 30 millimeter, and to create the composite girder section, go to section and find the composite section and click generate. So we need to create the whole composite section name. So steel composite. So it is steel composite. And there are two parts. So part one is the steel girder and part two is the slab. So this is the number of the number of section. So we have two parts, and the base material is in the steel composite section. We usually the steel material uh, make a we make the steel material as a base. So I will select the steel material here and apply. So you can see the U composite section with part two, two parts is generated. And after that, we will assign each part to the whole section. So go to section and composite section again and add part. So I will first of all, so you can select the part one or part two. So I will start with part one. So part one is steel, and it is the line type. So you can change the part color, but is not important. And click just select the steel girder and click apply. And I will assign part two. So select the part two and the plane type, and select the slab and click apply. Okay, so I assigned the geometry to the part. So I need to calculate section properties. So you can calculate the composite section uh, in the properties. So calculate composite property and input the mesh side and select the section and click apply. So you can see the properties composite section are calculated, and it is also checked via the table. So you can check the before composite and after composite. Oh, I assigned the same name, so it showed this value. So after creating the composite section, uh, we will export this section to the MIDAS symbol. So go to section and composite section, and there is export option again. So set the name and select the composite color and click apply. Okay, move on back to the MIDAS symbol, and here we can import the steel composite section. Actually the composite color section from SPC, it it is it is not imported in the general section type in the value. So when you try this, you can see this pop-up message. So we need to move on to the composite tab and use composite general option. Here we can import the composite section. Okay, so it is the how to use the SPC section, SPC function in MIDAS symbol. Okay. So now we will see the additional option about the section properties. So I will open another file. Okay. So we will see the how to use the tapered group function. So you can find the tapered group function in the properties, under the properties. So because when you assign the tapered section into the element, maybe you can see that this model view first. So it is not proper tapered section. So we need some additional step. So the tapered group will help us. So click tapered group. The usage of this function is really quick. So input the tapered name and select the element list, or enter the element list, and you can select the variation method for the z-axis and y-axis. So there are two types, linear and polynomial. So let's try the linear type. So if I click add button, so the tapered group will make the additional section in the middle side, and also you can modify some variation. So under using this option, so I will try the polynomial modify. And if you don't want this shape, change the I or J, or also if you you can change this value to adjust this curved line. Okay. So after creating this section, you can find the tapered section group in the work tree, and also the software can import the individual section to section. So that option is compare to tapered section. So select the tapered group and compare to tapered section. So if you click this and input the ID number, it will generate additional section in the middle side. So you can see there are additional taper section. So you can see more detailed section properties in the middle side.